Hi, I'm Sarah. Right now I'm going to be showing you how to stitch a Katrinkles stitchable loom ornament. This one is showing off just a bit of my hand spun, but you could really use just a couple yards of any yarn you want. I love using it to show off my hand spun, so I'm going to do it again. I'm showing off this yarn. I made it on a spindle. It's really lovely. It's fun, and I haven't knit anything with it yet. So I'm going to use just a couple of yards of yarn I've cut off, and I'm going to stitch a loom ornament. So here's my loom ornament. What I like to do, and you can really do this in a variety of ways. This is just the way I have found that I prefer to make these ornaments. I caught kind of an extra long piece because I thought I might want to do something funky on the hanger. But what I do is I start in the hole below the hanging hole and come through from the back to the front. This is a little bit of I'm pulling a little bit of yarn at a time because I made a long piece. And I'm going to leave a good amount of yarn to hang off the side. I'm actually just going to hold that to the side. I'm holding it down with my finger here. And then I'm going to come down directly to the bottommost hole and thread it from front to back through the bottommost hole. Then I'm going to come around from back to front on the top and pull it snug, and then go into the hole next to the hole on the bottom that I just came out of. And I'm going to work my way all the way around this little loom, diagonally around, pulling these pieces through because I just love the way the pattern looks in the yarn like this. You can go and weave this through in the other direction with the needle going in and out if you want, but I love the way it looks just when I finish this just like this. These looms come in both large and small sizes. This is the large size. They come 2 in a package when you order them on the website. The small ones come 4 in a package, so that means if you order a package of them and you have some kids around, everybody can take a piece of yarn and a blunt needle and try this out. It's really pretty simple, and you can stitch around the outside edge. You can loop your yarn around it in so many ways. It's really fun to see what creative things the kids come up with. This is still my favorite though. So as I keep going around and around, you can see the pattern that I'm going for emerging here. And what I'm doing is, I just have a few more stitches. I'm going to keep talking while I do it because I want to show you how I finish it off. As I stitch here, my yarn is getting to be a more manageable length. I probably should have really cut much less of it. I always get nervous and cut too long of a tail on pretty much any project I make, but luckily, basically I should have enough yarn to make a second ornament if I want right now. Okay, just a couple more stitches to go, and I'm going I'm almost back to the beginning, and you can see I have a little bit of a hole, so I'm just going to go into the stitch right where I was last time, and I'm coming back up here because it's fine to overlap these stitches a little bit, and coming back into this hole, and now I'm back where I started. I really love the look of this. I'm very happy with it, and I want to finish it off. So now I have my tail and my beginning piece, and I purposely kept this tail so that I could tie it off. I'm going to set this needle down for a second so that I can tie the tail off onto the end piece. So I'm just going to tie it in a knot right around the end piece and pull it snugly like that. And then that piece is going to stay down, and I am going to take the last piece of yarn, and I'm coming up through the top, and now I have this extra whole long piece of yarn, which I'm thinking I can just tie or twist to make my hanger, or you can, if you want to be fancy and you knit, you can knit a little I-cord. You can really do anything you want. You can also not pull it through, but that is why I like to start at the beginning. And you can tie both of these pieces off together and cut it, which I'm going to do right now. Tie these pieces off together. Take my scissors, snip it, and then you can use this piece to thread through the top and make a hanging loop. And there you have it, a very, very simple, quick way to stitch a Katrinkles loom ornament. This is the large size. Now I have a little memento of some of my hand spun yarn. It's probably better to do this at the end when you have leftovers, but I couldn't wait because this yarn is so fun. Thank you so much for crafting with me, and I hope to craft with you again soon.